So for this exercise then we're going to look at using Photoshop and Fireworks to create this simple navigation bar. You can see it here in Firefox with a simple rollover. It gives you an effect on the text there, like so. And we're going to look at using Photoshop and Fireworks to create this. Okay, we start in Photoshop. At this point here you can see the started image and my layers in place here. I started, I'll just turn these off. I started with File and New, and in here then I created a width and a height of the requirement. The required width here was 800 because that's the width of my website and width of my heading, and the height then I decided on 25. You may decide on a different height to that depending on the navigation, the size of the navigation bar that you're intending to design. With that then it brings you in with a blank box. I used one of the styles up here, so just simply select the style, unlock your layer and then add the style to your layer. Following on from that then I typed in the text using the type tool, and then I used Arial Bold with a colour of black at 14 point. Once I'd done that, I duplicated the layer, so I had a second layer down here. And then with that layer then, I was able to add some effects to the type and the text. Like so, once I had then rasterized the type. You can't apply any of these effects unless you do rasterize the type. I simply applied a simple blur, and I also changed the color slightly so that, and you can see here I used a simple motion blur there. And rather than overdoing it, I just kept my effects simple.
Should be okay now to go into.
Once that's done, save your file as a Photoshop document, and then you can move over then to Fireworks. In Fireworks, Fireworks will open up and recognizes very comfortably Photoshop documents. So File and open your document in here. And the document I have open then is a PSD document, which I had initially merged some of the layers down in, so that I had just ended up with just 2 layers with that. And this is my document I have open now. In here, using the slice tool and slicing up my document so that I have the individual buttons ready to go. Once I'd done that, I dragged my state down then to create a second state there. And there's my second state. Each individual button then has a button of its own. Click the button and simply drag to the side, and you will get this image here, swap image. Swap image to layer 2 and OK. If you do that for all the buttons, then the buttons will link. You need to align your states then with your layers in here. Make sure you have this top state, which is state 1, open at the same time as you have the top layer on. Turn the bottom layer off. In state 2, select state 2. This time turn the top layer off, making sure the bottom layer is on. And you can see here how the image changes according to the state that you have selected. When you have that done, go to File and Save. Once you've gone to File and Save, your final then is to File and Export. Make sure you have everything going into the same folder so that you know exactly where everything will be exported. Your exported file will go into the same file where you have your image saved. I have mine in a root folder called bar here. We don't need to include areas without slices, but you do need to put the images into a subfolder. So make sure that's clicked. It will then create its own images folder in here. This has already been done here. Once you're finished and you've given it a name, then go to Export. And you're done. In order to open your file then, go back over to your browser. I'm using Firefox here. File, Open File, browse to your folder and open the HTML file. And this is what you should have. In the next tutorial we'll look at how to place the bar on your website using the correct HTML.